Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to do another reading for Cancer. Ooh, love deck. Okay. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Cancer, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all, for showing up. And this is a reading for the person most on your mind. And I have a streak of light here, so I'll try my best to work around it. We have the Green Man, which is the Fool. And it's funny because this image, I'm trying to remember where I saw it. It's another deck that projects this image as the Green Man. I think it's... I can't remember now. Sorry, Cancer. My mind is just shifting. I think I'm a little tired. And I didn't get my coffee. All right. The Green Man, it represents the Fool in this. But in one of my oracle decks, the Green Man is wealth and abundance. And here he is projecting himself here with his staff, his dog. Is he giving him something? I think he's giving him a fish. He's giving him something, as if it's something to eat. Or he's just calling him. No, he's just giving him, his hand is sort of leading him there. In a dance, they're celebrating. You see, there's one playing the violin, one playing on the flute, and they're dancing. Dancing. It's a celebration. So it's that celebration of life, a new beginning, having something in that sense of abundance. Here we have the horn god. So this would represent the emperor, being in control, following the guidance of spirit, and being that responsible leader for the animal kingdom in this deck. Here we see the Three of Chalices, which would represent Three of Cups. So it could be for reconciliation, celebrating that, celebrating the moment of victory, having that abundance coming in, because I see the abundance with this card from an oracle card. It's the image that came to my mind. But not just in abundance, but that joy of expression, that sense of communication and the emotional connection that you may have with someone, and that someone is the person most on your mind. All right, let's take a little step forward here with Cancer. Again, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Person most on your mind. As you can see, I'm using the Green Witch Tarot for this reading. And of course, it's the 9-card spread that I usually use that goes with it. Cards are selected at random. For the oracle deck, I have the Wisdom. Again, it's the Green Witch Tarot by Ann Moura. And the oracle deck I'm using is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. That is for the energy between you and the person most on your mind. But the way I'm pulling these cards today, the oracle card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, is I cut the deck and I flipped it over, so we have reversed cards. And because I have reversed cards, I'm going to pull two, one for you and one for the person most on your mind. So that should give more of an in-depth of, you know, how you're doing, how they're doing. And then, of course, I brought back rather, the Lover's Oracle for the thoughts of the person most on your mind. All right, so we'll just do one more shuffle and then we'll cut. So the Fool card coming in, bringing in that sense of abundance. And then we have Ace of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles, and again the Green Man. So comes back with the Ace, the Page of Swords. So we're seeing that we have two swords here, the Green Man and the Pentacles. So again, it's relating to that abundance, and not just monetary gain, but the plan for the future, what you want to do, Cancer. You're really focused on that, because here we see you with the Ace of Swords, and then we see the Ace of Swords. So being that it's on both sides of the two cards here, you're taking your time, you're moving slowly, you're looking for that happiness that you know you want, and you're not shy to reach out for it. Then we have the Ace of the Page of Swords with the Moon coming in, and we know that the next new moon is going to be on the 6th of October. I'm doing this reading, we're pretty much toward the end of the month. We're on the 29th when I do this read. And then of course the Star card wants to show itself, and then we have the Tower. So it's all destined and destiny lining up for you, that change is coming. And we see the Harvest, which is a second chance for some, and having a new beginning come in, where you could have that feeling of a deep relationship, a reason to celebrate. The victory in succeeding in getting your plans, or your plan, whichever, if you have more than one idea going on, you're getting them into the working process. You're being victorious, because here the Ace of Swords precedes that. So there's victory in what you want to do. You know that you want to do. Now, could be that the truth about a proposal, or the yes for a proposal, as in, will they say yes? They'll give you a yes for sure, but it depends on what the proposal is. It's not just yes, they're going to go with it. We have the Seven of Wands, so it's keeping within the integrity, and then Five of Pentacles. So feeling that sense of not belonging and overcoming that with the Victory card, the Ace, and then this deck splits again back to our Ace of Swords and our Ace of Ace of Swords and our Page of Swords. So it's waiting for the right moment to make the proposal, or to speak, or to make an offer. And then we see two more cards that seem to want to show. It's the Six of Swords. So that's 6 plus the 2 there is 8 of Swords. So could be a change in mind, where things are going, things have been going in a particular direction, and you're really working on bringing peace between you and the next person, or just in your own mind you're finding that you're falling into a state of mind where you feel more at ease with what's going on between you and the next person, or the person most on your mind. And here we have the Nine of Cups with our Six of Swords. So going towards that success and getting what you want, having a wish granted. Again, that Ace of Swords and that Page of Swords is where you wait for the right moment, or you've been holding back and you feel like now it's time to move forward. Or they may be thinking they've been held back or been holding themselves back and they want to move forward. Cancer, is quite a lot going on. All right, let's do a quick cut and then I will lay the cards. Again, they're chosen at random. I just want to see how they set up. Oh my, it's flipping them over. Sorry. Oh. Not this spread. This spread we let them lay and then we turn them. Okay, so it's more this way here. All right, let's see. This is the situation between you. This is how you are dealing with the situation and how they are dealing with the situation. Just want to keep them lined up. Okay, Should be okay from here. This is Spirit's advice, how you take Spirit's advice, and how they take Spirit's advice. Again, nothing I say is written in stone, so this is a possibility of an outcome. This is in the light of following the advice of Spirit and following through with what Spirit is guiding you to do. If you say yes to what Spirit is offering you, if you say no, you want to do something different, well, of course the outcome will change. But this is how you follow through or come through with the outcome, and this is how they do. It started at the top, and we're seeing the Hangman here, the Oak King. So again, being held back, Spirit is guiding this. What you may be going through with the person most on your mind is you're not able to come together, or you're not able to speak, or there's a difference in opinions, or you're struggling to agree, or to agree to disagree. Not that you're fighting or angry, it's a question of seeing things differently, the relationship per se. Maybe you want something more or less, or they want something more or less, or just different. They see the relationship differently than you do, or you both see where you want to take this relationship, and it's a question of getting on equal ground, because we saw the four of wands there in the shuffle, and then the 3 of cups too. So it's a reconciliation for some, and then there's that understanding and opening up and sharing and becoming more within this relationship, sharing your feelings, or them sharing their feelings. Either way, you're both in that position of being held back, and it's not just willingly, it's by Spirit that you're being held back. You need to see things in a different light. Here you know what you want, you're aiming for it. That 9 of cups, you're seeing past what you've had, and you know what you want. You're really into, I want this to happen for me. And this is probably why Spirit is keeping things a little strained on your side, and as well as on their side, because you want it so. They have news to bring, or they're receiving news, or they have to speak their mind. They want to speak. So now we have 3 swords broken down here, where we saw the Page of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and now we see the Knight of Swords. Again, the swords are pointed up, so it's a question of speaking and expression, and really taking that step forward. And they're very excited, or angry, or just really wanting to say what they have to say, and they're feeling like they have to hold back on what it is they want to say. That's interesting. But or they have news that they want to share with you. Here we see Spirit's advice, and it is the 13, so it's a question of really changing the mind and the way that you maybe be expressing yourselves, or maybe how they are, or what they need to say. They need to be allowed to speak. You're in your emotions. They're in their logic. They're in their mind. They're really trying to work things through and how to say what they want to say, or they want to share how they feel, and they're having trouble with the words, or they are really, really excited and they want to talk to you, and they're feeling like they're being kept away from you, or maybe it's work, or it's just circumstance. Again, this is Spirit keeping the 2 of you from actually communicating on a clear and concise manner, and something isn't ready to be spoken on, or you're not ready to receive what they want to say. Again, you're not on the same level if this is the case, and Spirit is saying that growing and changing and really developing, digging deep within to see the different perspectives of each other, to see how each other has changed, or to allow time to pass so that the expression, whatever words need to come, will come naturally, because it's a natural shift. Spirit is saying that you both need to have, and it's not quite there yet. You have to wait a little more. Maybe that's what it is. It's just a question of timing, and usually it is a question of timing when it comes down to the 13. It's either you're ready or you're not ready, and from the way the card is showing me, someone isn't quite ready yet. But it could be you, it could be them. You manifesting your wants, your dreams, your desires, and they wanting to say the words or speak the words, or just share their ideas. And it's not the moment yet. It's not the right moment yet. Things still are changing, fluxing. There's timing that is required here. And it's a question of looking within, looking within, deep within. Here you are with the harvest. So the judgment call, it's you're the one that may not be ready, because you're again, it's a second chance. The completion, getting to that point of, I'm ready to open up, and I'm ready to say what I want. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to give. I'm ready. Again, it's high arcana here. So Spirit is guiding this. So this is where it could be that you still need a little more time to come to that point of, I'm ready. I'm ready to. You're not completely manifested yet. Or changed is more the word I want to say. Transformed. There it is. You're still in the process of developing something, some part of you. Maybe it's your emotions, maybe because you're in the cups here. Cancer. Could be just the timing. Could be when Jupiter goes into Cancer. I don't mean to mumble, but it's just, I'm thinking it's the when, because that is the question that we all have right now. When are we going to be able to speak? When is it going to be the right time? When am I going to get that second chance? See, the Knight of Wands is, they're coming to you. That's probably where the when is, when they are able to speak, when they're able to approach you, because they're going with the passion, they're going with their experience, they're going with what they desire. They're probably still working out in their mind before they can actually take that step forward to come to you. Here it's going to end in the 10 of Swords, where the truth needs to be revealed. So they're probably going through something, and they're working it out, and they're dealing with other people. And this is why Spirit is holding them back, so that they can then take that step forward and actually reveal all truth to you. And we end up with the Fool again. This card has thrown itself out 3 times. So there is a new beginning. Spirit is making sure that the path is clear for you. Cancer. It's a question of being ready. It's a question of having the experience and the faith within to take that step forward, to be able to receive and be cheerful, not just happy, but to be able to celebrate. Again, the 3 of Cups, it could be in that sense of a reconciliation. It's a question of understanding. It's a deep sense of knowing, and it's being able to change the perspective. Here they are taking that responsibility. So it is for them to be ready to come forward. They're not ready. They're still, look, see, there's a commitment here. And then there's the Four of Cups. So this together makes the 2. So they're dealing with something that they need to complete a cycle, because here you are either waiting for the end to come, or Spirit is saying when a certain cycle comes to an end, because this is the card before the end, because 21 is the end of the cycle. Here is the judgment call, knowing when to say enough. I've had enough. I don't want any more. And I'm ready to start something new. They're committed. You both are. You're both committed to the cause. And I see the when coming through is more in November, more than anything. Could be end of October into the mid-November. Just to see for the moon, because I know there's a new moon in Aries. It's the full moon is in Taurus. So look forward to the full moon coming up on the 5th of November. This could be where the manifestation comes in, because I said manifestation first and then I ended up with transformation. So the healing side of having had enough of something, waiting for that 4th cup to come in, not really paying attention to it because of other issues that may have been going on for either side or both sides. And the 6 cups is going back in time. It's having the memory of, it's being able to say, I do love you, and these are all the reasons why. And not having that sense of inertia or just losing interest with the relationship. This is why I say closer to November, mid-October into November. So it's either the full moon or the new moon. If it's by the 21st of October, then that would be, I think that would be the new moon. Yeah, the 21st would be the new moon. And that is probably where you will see, or they may see, one of you, or both of you will just come together by then. Here we see the horned god. So again, the Emperor comes back, taking that responsibility and knowing really what you want on both sides, and really taking that moment to make a choice that is what you really want, and knowing that you have everything that you possibly need, and that you don't have to just choose the one. You just have to take one thing at a time. And the battle wagon, here you have double 7. So again, it's a question of timing. It's perfectly timed. And then we have another 9, so that sense of completion, where the 9 of Cups meets with the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is probably them carrying that 10th wand to start something new, because they're ready to come forward and be ready. They're ready. They feel by mid-October, again, that full moon, maybe when, I keep saying full moon, is it the full moon? No, it's the new moon. The full moon is on the 6th. So some of you it's the full moon on the 6th, and some of you it's the new moon on the 21st. So really, you want to mark your calendar just to see where your situation brings you, as to having a new beginning come around, or being prepared, or being ready to speak words, or just to see each other and spend time knowing and understanding the changes that have taken place, or that the changes that do need to take place, depending on your situation. The details, going into the details of all of what has taken place for some of you. Again, it is a question of reconciliation. You need to talk things out, and they can't wait to come and talk to you. They're excited about it. They want to speak to you. Then we have the 7 of Wands, keeping that integrity and standing within the integrity, or just taking the higher ground, being the bigger person, taking the responsibility for actions, taking the responsibility for stepping forward and meeting you halfway, because It is for a commitment that they want to come back to you. If it is that they have gone off, they want to return, or if it is that they want to start something new with you. Then we see the 9 of Swords, and we see the 10th sword here. So we're going to go with that. We're going to call that the full circle, where the 5 of Cups, it's that reconciliation. It's that understanding, that deep sense of knowing. Again, we come back to the 13. They're on that level of, again, it's coming back into relationship with you with a changed perspective, with a broader view of what the relationship really means and what they're prepared to provide from their part in this relationship. It's quite a deep sense of responsibility coming from their side, Cancer. Let's see what the energies are for, first of all, for them, for the person most on your mind. What is the energy of the person most on mind of Cancer? Let's see what we get here. I'll just take a card at random. And it's in the reversed. Chaos and conflict. So they're coming out of that chaos and conflict. Maybe that's where they were before. Again, there's that perspective, changing the mindset and really working through what they need to say or what they need to do. And they needed that time. All right, we'll read about it. But I want to pull yours too. So let's see what is for you. You're ready. You're poised. Again, the Fool, waiting, second chance, ready, wanting to be in that relationship, wanting to see and speak to them. All right, let's see how chaos and conflict in the reverse reads on 33, which is a very strong number here. They come through, that means they're taking the responsibility. Again, with the King of Pentacles there. Chaos and conflict. So disarray, being at cross purposes with another, the tension of opposites, the value of chaos before order. So this is why Spirit was holding them back, because they had to work that out. Again, the anger within, that self-expression, wanting to share. And we read the protection for the reverse here. This is an advantageous moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete resorting of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, there is positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You'll discover everything you need to know about how the situation affects you long term. Be present in the eye of the chaos. This moment is valuable. Don't waste it. And I don't think they will waste it, because they're coming to you. They can't wait. All right, so let's see poised, and that's 48. That's you, Cancer. You're just ready. You're just ready for this. 48. So here we have being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best, confidence. So having that sense of, yes, I want this, and you exude that because you've changed in some way, and you're prepared to see and speak the truth and accept what is. And that's the best thing. So we'll look into the relationship on that one. When you're confident and happy in your own skin, you are ready for deeper, more intimate relationships. You have nothing to prove right now. You are completely yourself and can handle anything. Love, friendships, and harmonious new connections are all present now or are coming in. You're ready to give and receive from the heart. This is a beautiful place to be. which is what I said. You're ready and you're happy. There's that cheerfulness, that sense of celebration. Let's see their thoughts, Cancer. You're in the right place, and that's because it's your time. See that 13, you've changed, you've grown as much as they have changed and grown, and you're ready to speak and be with each other. Person most on your mind. Let's see what their thoughts are for Cancer. Let's start here. Hollow, empty, boredom. See, that's where they were. Their mind, they're working through the chaos and conflict. They were conflicted. They were the rainy days, you know, hollow and empty. They're not with you, maybe. Let's see what else they have. The memories, reminiscing, dwelling, the bittersweet. So again, they're going over what it is to be or not to be with you. Let's see some more. And again, the dark cards. So they were in a bit of a dark place. And they were running. Maybe they took off. They ran away. Now they want to come back, disappearing, invisible. Not feeling loved or wanted. Again, that 5 of Pentacles that we saw earlier. It fits in with that running card where they can't seem to stay and face whatever it was, or they're just feeling like they don't belong for whatever reason. They're overcoming that. Let's see one more. And finality, farewells. They had to leave someone behind. They had to get closure, probably from another relationship. I mean, it's your situation. And the stress. Look at all these dark cards. Turbulence, tension, arguments. So whatever they were dealing with, they're coming through. And they're taking that responsibility. Whatever it was, something triggered them and they had to go within, and Spirit is helping them to find their way. And on that note, Cancer, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, your shares. Until our next read, love and light.